at the Seonyudo Island, which is near the Seonyudo station, and this island is in the Hangang River, and it used to be like a not a huge mountain, but it used to be like a tiny mountain in the river. However, when the Japanese occupied Korea, they wanted to build roads and they needed rock. They tore all the rock down and used it for their roads. And later, I'm honestly not sure exactly when, but this place was turned into a filtration plant for water for the city. However, after that, when it was no longer used as a filtration plant, they turned it into an ecological park. But they have like left all of the structures, as I said, from the previous filtration plant, which makes for a very interesting atmosphere. You can see you can like walk along these structures, some of them at least. Some of them are like closed off like this, but you can walk on parts of them. I honestly don't know exactly what they were used for. If they like the water was running through it, like I have no idea. But it's a very interesting place. But when I saw pictures of it in summer, it's a lot more like green. There's like different like green plants growing all over the place, like vines and stuff. But since it's winter, there's really nothing growing here, so I would recommend coming in the summer. I forgot to mention that it's actually the last day of 2021 today, and it's super cold. I almost can't feel my hands. We actually walked from our home to the Han River, close to here, like a week ago, I think, and then it was even colder. So even if I almost can't feel my hands, it's not as cold as last time, so it's fine. And now it took like 2-3 hours to walk. So my husband and I live on a pretty tight budget, and naturally we don't really travel at the moment, so we like to walk to explore. So we found a cool walking trail earlier this year, like in the fall, near our neighborhood, and it leads to a park, so we usually take that one to walk to the park. However, we were always like, so what if you go in the opposite direction? What is in the opposite direction? And we looked it up on Google Maps, and we found out that it actually leads to the Han River. And one day, a couple of days before Christmas, it was like minus 10 degrees outside, and it was in the afternoon at around like 2. We're really dumb, so we were like, okay, let's go, let's do this. It was so cold, like we couldn't feel our hands, and it was getting dark super quickly, but we actually, in the end, we got there, and there's like this rainbow bridge, and like we were freezing to death. The wind was like super strong, but it was such a rewarding feeling, and we realized that there's no way we can walk back home. And we found that the closest station was Seonyudo station, and the area around the station was pretty cool, so we were like, we have to come back here someday to explore, and we did. The bridge behind me is called Yanghwa, and it's one of 32 bridges on the Hangang River. And this bridge especially is in a song by Zion.T, I believe, and it's about his father, who's a taxi driver, and he drives across this bridge a lot. Apparently taxi drivers do that in Seoul because, you know, to get in order to like go around Seoul, you have to go over the Hangang River. And he sings about his father, who's a taxi driver, as he goes over this bridge. Fun fact. So Gil said people who know, they will know what I'm talking about. I have heard the song before, but I never knew that it was this bridge. So now you know. So after crossing the bridge and then going all the way back, we went on to explore the area around the station. I didn't film much of it, but there were some very interesting artworks and like statues and murals on the sidewalks and light shows even, as well as a bunch of cute cafes. However, since we had our like own free coupons for Starbucks, we went there to like warm ourselves, and I even got some editing done before it closed at 8, which is super early, but I guess it's because it was like New Year's Eve and I haven't had caffeine in forever, so my hands were like trembling like crazy all the way home. I wish you a great start of the new year, and I hope I will see you in my next video. Bye.